Subflooring out, ready to be ready for the underlayment to be glued to it. Another little detail before I put the underlayment down in the subfloor, all the tie downs need to come out. There's 8 tie downs in the floor. I labeled them A through H, alphabet. Now I'll measure them distance from the front or wherever to the side, so I know where to drill the hole in the subfloor. Hopefully I can hit it. But those tie downs will go on top of the flooring so that I can tie stuff down. They'll also help hold the flooring down. Okay, these are torque threaded, or however you want to say it. And this one takes a T40. I went down and bought it for the, I don't know what size I have. I bought it so I could either use a wrench on it or my cordless drill. I first loosen it with a wrench, then I will take it out with a cordless drill. When doing a project like this, it's always good to grab some sort of container like this plastic shoebox to put all the parts in and just take them out. Plastic shoe boxes are cheap, and I usually have a couple just around. This one's like one size too big, but don't matter. It's what I had, so I grabbed it. It's a good idea to put them in something so they don't roll off and you lose one. Okay, now there's a couple washers. The bottom one's a plastic washer, no doubt for like a moisture seal, because when they drill the hole, it does go through the bottom and out the bottom. So I don't like the fact these are self-tapping screws, but oh well. I think it'll be fine. You can see there's a couple layers there. That's what I did. The plastic is, it sort of goes in between these two layers right here. Also note that I'm going to be buying longer bolts to go through my flooring, subflooring, and into those. So however long these are, I'm going to add like an 1.25 inches to it or something so that they can fit properly. Okay, I got them all measured and noted down. Basically what that means on this hole is it's 5 5/16 from the wall and 12 15/16 from the back. And if I go over to H, hopefully I didn't make you sick, motion sickness there, 5 1/8 from the wall and 12 3/4 from the back edge. And I chose a spot. I chose this spot right here. Where's my finger? There, to measure from, since it's the most aligned. And what I did was, instead of writing down all those numbers, I took a picture of each. It was far easier and quicker that way. Okay, here's what I'm going to use for my underlayment. This is, in this case, it's leftover underflooring from when we installed our laminate flooring inside the house from a few years ago. And since I have so much of it, I'm tempted to do 2 layers of it. Also, this isn't really true insulating the floor, but what it does is it keeps the floor from being like a thermal conductor, where you have contact. Where you have physical contact, it conducts heat quicker. But if you can get a little bit of a barrier, a little bit of foam barrier from the metal to the wood floor, subfloor, it's like that stops a lot of that thermal contact type heat transmission. I don't know the proper term for it, but you know what I mean. But that's what I'm going to use. I still need to clean this up in there. I swept it out, but I can still see it's dirty, so I might wipe it out with a rag. My thinking is I want to use the contact adhesive, 3M high strength 90, to adhere the sublaminate or whatever, subflooring. No, what's it called again? The underlayment to the OSB, and then I want to tape around the edge with Tyvek by DuPont. It's sheathing tape, expensive. I don't know, it's like 13 a roll or something. So I want to tape that on the edges so I don't peel it off when I slide it into place. Okay, now I'm having second thoughts. As I roll that out on that first piece, I don't think that roll is enough to do 2 whole layers. I'm tempted to put it down first in the van and see how much I have, because I'd rather have one complete layer on the floor of the van. Okay, well, I was sort of right about that roll. It only was enough to cover the van once. That's how much is left after I've gone lengthwise twice, 3 feet each time, wide, so, all the way down to the wheel wells, and crossed between the two wheel wells. Now I got this little cut and paste action to go down here at the tail end. I decided that's where I want to have all my patching done, down at the end where it matters least. Up there it's all one big continuous. And you can see I used the tape to tape the edges and tape the pieces together. So it's taking time, but it's coming together. Okay, I finally got the underlayment all in place. Of course, the last patch jobs took the longest, but it is complete. Okay, before I put them in, I think I'll just hit them quickly on my cut edges with the sander. Then I'll put them in. Just put the third piece in. Now I got my subfloor hole in place. Of course, there's several more little steps to the process, but this is good because I needed this in place so I could do the next steps, such as insulating. To insulate, I need to be able to hold the insulation up. In other words, use stands. And I can't use stands against the metal floor; they'll just slip. So this will be better. I'll be able to use stands against the OSB. So there, the subfloor is in.